I forgot about Andre 3000.
Oh, yeah.
And me and him had a moment at the Fallon show.
Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Wait, what? What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Real Rose, and I'm here in downtown Brooklyn with recording artist, writer, and also a bit of an actress, which we'll get into very shortly, Bobbi Storm. How are you, love?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. I know that you have like so many things going on. Like you're always traveling back and forth from LA to New York. And recently you actually mentioned that you're not even sure if you might stay in one spot to the other. So I want to know, what is it about LA that you would consider if you were to move to LA?
I would go to LA if I had to move to LA.
Yeah, oh, okay.
If somebody moved me out there and there was a reason why I needed to be there. Just like I'm back in New York now, when I was working on my music in Atlanta, because I needed to come back here for money. Mm-hmm. This is where most of my work is, and then I travel back and forth to Atlanta to record. But I go wherever I need to go.
Okay.
For the bag.
Yeah, and I see you traveling and everything. And also, speaking of which, you don't mind singing anywhere. You're like, if it's on the trains, if it's on the planes, it doesn't even matter. So I think recently you did something where you sung on the plane, and it got on the news and such. And was it like, and you actually said that your voice was hurting.
Yeah. I had been recording nonstop before that trip, and this was the first time I ever sang on a plane. Mm-hmm. And it was at 6 a.m, and we were delayed 3 hours. 'Cause I want the crazy in love, Beyonce and Jay-Z love. Now it's just maybe love. I don't want it, I don't need it. That lazy love. And so they let everybody off the plane, and we thought we were going to take off. Mm-hmm. And everybody got back on the plane, and I previously posted on my page, like, should I sing on this plane? But I never checked that. I just went with what my feeling was, what my gut was at the time, and something just told me, like, you've never been scared of anything else. So I got up, told everybody who I was, that I had been on the Fallon show twice with 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
That I had an episode coming up, which I really was throwing a Hail Mary, because in television you don't really know until the day of if you're going to be on something. I was just claiming it. Mm-hmm. And I told everybody I was going to be on Star. Mm-hmm. And from that, I just said, hey, I know you tired. I know you want to get up and get out of here. But we here right now. We on this plane together. So, you mind if I share my music with you? Mm-hmm. And everybody started clapping. So I sang, and everybody clapped more. And after that, I just felt like couldn't nobody tell me anything. So I walked, after I sang, the guy came on and said that the flight was canceled. Mm-hmm. So that's when I got off, and there was all these newscasters throughout the airport reporting the weather issues that the flights were creating, or that was the weather issues that was creating the delays. Right. And so when I walked up to the first newscaster, she kind of seemed like it was CNN, so she was like, yeah, we're gonna have to go through the big boys to do this. And I'm like, all right, next. So I go over to this other lady, and she was NBC. And I said, hey, I know you usually report things that are, sad or drama, but this does have something to do with the effect of the weather, and I want to share my story with you, and I want you to be the first person to introduce the world to Bobbi Storm. And she was like, you want to go live now? And I was like, let's do it.
Wow.
So we did it.
That is what I'm talking about, taking charge. And that's why I feel like she is the real deal. Not feel like, she is the real deal. I've known you for so many years now, and to see your growth from the moment I think I met you, you came up to me and you was just like, I don't know if you remember, but I'll just kind of like brush up a little bit on how we met. You came up to me, we were at an event, and they were honoring like some, I think it was DJ Red Alert and some other people. And you came to me, you were like, hi, I'm Bobbi Storm. And I was like, hey, I'm Real Rose. And we were just talking, and you were like, I sang, and this is my information. And I was like, I have to interview her. I have to interview her. I was like, for someone to take charge, because some people will be like, you know, this is something I do, but then it's a difference when someone's like, no, this is who I am, and you're going to know who I am.
Yeah.
And that's the presence that you give, which I love. Now, let's talk about your song, Lazy Love, because I've heard Lazy Love and I also heard LALA.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a difference in both. Both of them I could relate to. Both of them I love so much. I feel like Lazy Love is so strong in the sense of really capturing that feeling of, you know, you just want that feeling of some lazy love, like just something happening. You don't want you know, not really lazy in a sense, but in the sense of, you know, just hanging out, being there with your spouse and everything like that, not them not being a part of your relationship. And I felt like LALA was just, LALA was another good one, because for LALA it was more like, you know, I'm not putting up with none of this BS, okay? You're gonna come at me correct, you know, if you're saying all this other stuff, you know, I'm doing my own thing, I'm an independent woman. If you can't handle it, like, you just might as well go somewhere. So I love both of the songs in both atmospheres of like feminism, of women empowerment, and it just is giving that right now. Have you heard any, has anyone came to you and said, you know, this song has helped me throughout the years, or helped me out through my relationship?
Oh man, I've gotten DMs about it helping people through divorces. I've gotten DMs of it helping people through suicide. Which is really rough. I've gotten DMs about it fixing a relationship. I've gotten DMs about it just making them feel like, not even when it comes to love, that they just want to get up and get out and do something instead of being complacent with their lives. So yeah, I've gotten a lot of messages about Lazy Love. And it's funny because I'm really kind of just putting out the music that I feel like at the moment. So, you know, during that time I was in a relationship, and I just felt like, you know, not to knock the corporate world, but it's totally contrast to what I do and what my lifestyle is like. And so being with somebody like that who can't handle somebody like me, I need things to be exciting. I'm constantly moving. I'm a Gemini. I rearrange my room all the time in a small New York apartment when I don't even end up knowing how I fit everything where I did, because I just need change a lot. And you know, that scares me even in relationships, because ultimately we don't want to end up alone. But I do believe God has somebody for everybody out there.
Absolutely.
But this person wasn't. And I felt like, I don't think he was lazy. I just think, you know, it's inspired the song because it started to become a routine.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really want to live that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't see him. He was a family man, which is the reason why I, you know, found interest in him. Because, you know, once they continue to go deal with the same people, they start to, if you're smart, you start to evaluate what you're like and why you're attracting this type of energy and love in your life.
Right.
And so instead of the bad boy or, you know, trapper or whatever, I wanted to go into somebody who was into their family, into their job, who could settle down when I needed him to. Right. But I wasn't settled down. So it's funny because I'm doing things. I could do the Adele hellos. I could do the Whitney I Will Always Love You. Right. But my career I'd like to build with my fans with. I don't want anybody controlling me. And as for now, I'm chill. I'm cool. So when I created Lazy Love, I wanted it to be my first classic record to go down in history. And I believe that record has the ability to do that. But if you listen to the content that I'm putting out, Lazy Love talks about people being complacent. Favors is the transition into LALA without me even trying it. Because Favors was saying, you know, I also, not only am I straight on you, but I don't owe you anything. Right. And then LALA is just a girl that's just free. That LALA was a complete accident that went well.
What?
I was going to Detroit to get Boy Bye mixed, and the producer of LALA, Sir Woodron, he ended up playing this record, and he didn't even get to the chorus. And I was like, I know it's 1:30 in the morning. We just got finished with this mix, but I gotta put something down. Wow! And it just literally, we finished the record at 3:15 in the morning. It just literally just came to me, like, because I just thought about how many records do you know out by black people where it just consists of LALA, other than My Sherry Amore, Ooh La La La, or La 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 means I love you. Yeah. So how many records nowadays do you hear? You know what I mean? So when it came, it wasn't. And I rewrote that record because it was just consisting of just LALA on the chorus. And then I was like, there has to be a break in there somewhere for people to find LALA special and not just think that I didn't know what words I wanted to put there.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm putting out music that I love because I control it. You know, I do what I want with my money, so I'm going to do what I want with my music. And when I feel like my heart is calling me, because when you do those big Adele type records, you have to move very, very strategically on what you put out next, because people can't be confused. So I'd rather people come with me through that journey. They know what I'm capable of because they watch me live. So I'd rather people come with me so they can feel like they were a part of it, and let them. And plus, I'm sorry, but I'd much rather be performing fun and vibed out songs right now than the big ballads, you know. And so you think about it, for tour, we have to perform these records 1,000 times, you know, 1,000+ times. So if I'm gonna sing a song over and over again, and if it's between Hello and We Found Love, when it comes to range and things, Hello is a bigger record than We Found Love, but We Found Love is fun, and I'm feeling fun right now in my life.
The music video for LALA, very cute.
Thank you.
I'm like, you guys are in the skating ring and stuff. Brought it back. Oh my gosh! I was like seeing little clips. I'm like, hold up.
Yep.
So who came up with the concept?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wrote the record the night that I was going over Boy Bye, and I gave the record some time to live and breathe, and I didn't listen to it the rest of the time while I was in Detroit. And then I played it on the plane. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, this record might be fire. And when I said that on the plane on the way back from Detroit to here is when I wrote The Treatment. Wow. And I came home and I called my director who does all of my videos, Jovi, and I said, Jovi, I want to do a video like in the next week. He was like, in the next week? Like,
like, let's get it done.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know where I'm going to come up with all this money, but God's going to make it work.
Right.
And I mean, I was just so overwhelmed with happiness, and I was so grateful for all of the people from Instagram that came out. I mean, I was an hour late, and we made the cutoff so I wouldn't have to pay extra to the skating ring by 4 minutes. Wow. I mean, the work that I put into this video, I mean, the idea that I came up with, I really feel like it's going to come out exactly how I pictured it, especially by the way Jovi's talking. He's like, I want to keep this in here because you look real good in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if you're saying this, I can't wait to see it tonight.
I was just seeing some of the clips, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a banger.
Yeah, this is going to be like a Beyonce blow, type record. And it just feels good. And that's why I know that I just put Boy Bye out. But it took people time to take hold of Lazy Love. And this game doesn't have rules, especially when you running things. Yeah. So, my music, once it's out, people will always be able to find it. So if I feel like something is a now and very intentional and that's what my heart is telling me to go with, then I'm going to do it. So, they'll find all of my music once they catch a hold of the storm.
So, and speaking of the storm, I love how you have your storm chasers. You have so much support team out, and I love that. I think that's so awesome. I want to know what inspires you. What motivates you?
What motivates me is the responses I get every day. Okay. I mean, I can be feeling like I want to wake up and just kind of just not do anything, but I wake up to messages of people who are out and about listening to my music, and that just tells me like,
gotta go. Yeah,
you gotta keep going. So that's what motivates me. What got me started was just the fact that this is my purpose.
Gotcha.
So once people really recognize that they don't have any other choices in life, and realize what their path has been that's been laid out for them, life becomes a lot easier. You become a lot happier because we're just living life day to day, trying to figure things out. But once you've already figured out this part out, it's like, okay, I got that. I'm gonna be singing for the rest of my life.
Right.
So why am I stressing?
Yep. This is it.
Because if I try to do anything else, he's gonna bring me back to that. So that's the part you have a hold of. Is your knowing that this was your purpose and this was your life. I mean, this is your life. So once you get that, I think the rest is just about the work you put in. Right. And that's what inspires me every day is the people.
So your debut on Stars, how was that being on set? Because this is like, so you were still singing, but now you're on TV and you're playing a character in some sort. Or was it like you were playing yourself?
I was playing at the time on Star on Fox.
Stars, that's the Stars.
I was playing the lead role. Her name is Judith. I forgot her last name, but her name is Star on the show. She was going through a period in her life where everybody was reminding her of her mother because her mother passed. I was the first person to introduce these kind of daydreams she was having with her mother. And basically, I mean, the recording process was quite the adventure. I mean, the director it was Thanksgiving time. So they were kind of in a hurry. And I had gotten my readout sheet right on the way in the trailer on the way to the to shoot. And I think they assumed that I was already an actress. I get on stage and there's a girl filling in my spot. She sits there whenever there's a break or whatever.
You're standing.
Yeah, my stand-in. So she moves out the way, I sit down, and I ask the director after she gets finished talking, like, so at what point should I look over? Because it just tells me in the script I should look over at Star. And I said, so at what point should I look over? And she goes, you just sit there and she fussed at me a little bit.
What?
So then Star goes, well, it does say in the script that she's supposed to look over.
Wow.
So then I'm not an actress. So I wasn't thinking about how I'm a live performer.
Right.
So when we started recording, I kind of just went with what I felt was the right time to look over. And she goes, cut. I'm going to tell you when to look over. And I'm like, my bad. I've never done that. And then all the extras are kind of like, you're good. I'm like, I've never acted before. I'm sorry. I thought I was done, right? So we do it 2 more times. One other time we did it when she told me to look over. And then the third time we did it when I she told me to look over at the point where I had already looked over.
Oh, wow.
We ended up going with that. But what was cool about that is that she took the time out, no matter how amazing this director is, and I'm so mad that I don't even remember her name, but she took the time out in front of a few team members to apologize to me.
Oh, good.
And I thought that was really, really dope. So recording it was a great experience. However, like I said before, I didn't know whether or not I was actually going to be on it until the day of. So that's why I released Lazy Love when I did, because I didn't want that day to be taken from me.
Gotcha.
And I also just felt like it all fit together. Star was airing on 4/4. Lazy Love has Beyonce and Jay-Z Love in it, and that's their wedding anniversary. You know, so I just felt like it was just calling me to make that day even bigger if I made it, which I ended up being on the opening scene before the credits even rolled, thank God. Or just make that day a Lazy Love day, and I think it came out to be both.
That's perfect. That is awesome, because you still kept going. That's the thing. You didn't wait, this might be an opportunity. Let me stay and wait and see what's going on. No, you have to keep going. So I definitely...
Oh, I tried tricking them to figure out if I was in it or not. I tried reaching out to whoever I knew. It's a learning experience, because now I know who to get cool with. But I reached out to my handler. I reached out to several people, like, in the process, even the music director, like... So I just wanted to know, you know, if this was gonna, because I don't want to talk about it. If I would just try to get them to tell me if I made the actual show. Right. But yeah, it made it. It was a good look. I looked cute. I sound good. You did. So I was happy.
Would you think of going into acting if someone
you? Oh yeah, for sure. I would definitely do acting.
Yeah. Okay.
I am pursuing acting.
Okay, good. Now I know you write music as well, and so did you write anything for anyone else recently or anything?
Not for anybody else. I just been writing Bobbi Storm music.
Got you. Now you also did a lot of collabos.
Yes.
You've I think you did one recently that I had saw was like with I don't want to say his name wrong, but is it Fred the God? Is Fred the Godson? I'm saying it? Okay, because I was like, I think I said it right. Yes. So how was that? I was working with him like in the studio, and I mean I know the music video, you got that down pat, but like getting in the studio, saying, all right, we're gonna put this together.
So I actually came in for a different session with Heat Makers, and that was the studio that we recorded. I already had Boy Bye recorded. In fact, I'm thinking about coming out with my full version as well. But I go in the session and Fred is leaving and I'm coming. And what happened was I kind of set myself, everybody can do this. I don't think humans know their capabilities and the power that they possess, but you can make somebody do anything you want
pretty
them to
much.
Do. And so I went into the session and I said, hey, so maybe while you're hooking things up, I can play my music so you can get an idea of what I sound like. I made sure I did that while Fred was getting ready to go. And Fred came back in the room and was like, yo, who's that? And Arsonist was like, that's her. Like, I'm telling you, that's the next big Whitney, Beyonce. That's the next one right there. Like, right. And so I was like, matter of fact, I got a record that I think a rapper would sound dope on. As soon as I played Boy Bye, he was like, book me for tomorrow. I'm going to come in and lay a verse down. And just he like came in at noon the next day and wrote his verse.
Wow.
Yep. He was like, before I can't afford her anymore, I'm going to go ahead and
knock it out right now. That's how you have to do. You got to get it in.
Yep. So I should be on his upcoming album and possibly Cameron's upcoming album too.
Yeah. So how was so this is going a little bit further back, but how was, like, you know, because I know you've been on Jimmy Fallon and you were with the Trophy Choir and Trap Choir. Why I call it Trophy Choir? Trap Choir. Sorry. And how is it with working with like 2 Chainz and just working with the group with the Trap Choir and everything like that?
I mean, it was a fun experience.
Okay.
We'll just keep it at that.
We'll just keep it at that. All right. So what would you say, other than singing and writing, what would you say would be a hobby or something you would do on your spare time?
Laugh.
Okay. All right, we'll go with that. Is there any top 3 celebrity crushes?
This guy that just played in Bird Box.
Oh, okay, yeah. The one was in Moonlight as well. I think he was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was with. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It has to be him. Yeah. Okay. So him.
Maybe Jadena.
Okay. Okay.
But I just feel like I could never be in sweatpants around him. Like I would just always have to be
like dressed up.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's a classic,
He's a classic man. Third one I guess would be Mario.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Mario. Okay.
I say that because I'm coming for you. I think I could bag that.
I mean, hey, I think they're doing like a millennial concert, and I think is he supposed to be one of the people? Yeah, he's one of the people.
Oh, I heard of that because one of them is on the same day that I perform out in LA this Saturday.
Huh. Well, listen, you've been speaking a lot of things into existence, so let me find out. You guys heard it first.
Look into my eyes, Mario. You should let me love you.
What? Hey, we'll see what happens with that.
I forgot about Andre 3000.
Oh, yeah.
And me and him had a moment at the Fallon show.
Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Wait, what?
We was staring so hard at each other that Farnsworth Bentley was like, do y'all need a...
Oh!
I'm talking about the energy was psycho. Like he wasn't talking to anybody that was talking to him. We just stared at each other. Like,
really?
And I'm the only person he took a picture with. It's on my page. And I was a little thicker back then. I'm fit now.
Okay. So we're gonna see what happens, either Mario or Andre. Either way, y'all heard it first. Would you date a fan?
I think my man has to be a fan of me.
Gotcha.
But would I date somebody who I initially met as a fan? I would say no.
If you could, what would you change your name to?
I wouldn't. I changed it to Bobbi Storm.
You would legally change it to Bobbi Storm?
Because Stephanie is my government name.
Oh, for real? That's like my best friend. Oh my God.
Yep, I changed it to Bobbi. I don't know.
Bobbi Storm?
I wouldn't change it to Bobbi Storm legally.
Yeah, probably change the last part, because once you get famous, everybody's gonna be checking you up government-wise and trying to find your address.
Right.
There's so many stories where Usher's house got broken into, Chris Brown, all these people.
Oh, I already know.
Houses gotten broken into, so maybe an alias name. You can have like legally an alias name where people can't even find you, but you out and about as Bobbi Storm. That way, if they do try to look it up, it's like, no, there's no Bobbi Storm in the paperwork. But that's just an idea.
Never know.
I know you said that this like singing is your thing and that's all you would do. But if you weren't singing, what would you think another cool job you would probably be doing?
I mean, I guess I would probably own my own corporate events company.
Okay. Do you have any pet peeves?
Bad breath.
The opposite. So what would be a turn on?
Tattoos.
Okay. All right. See, I'm like, what is something you would want to tell your fans?
What I tell them every day and what I will always stand for. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and the only person that can ever stand in the way of your dreams is yourself. So get out of your own way and just know that people are just people.
Yeah.
So you have no reason to let your fears overcome your dreams.
And thank you so much for speaking with me. We're live. All of this stuff is just happening right now. I came all the way downtown Brooklyn. I haven't been in Brooklyn in a minute, but anyways, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for even bringing me to your home. This is beautiful.
Bed-Stuy.
We out here. We are out here. And you guys check out Bobbi Storm. All the link is below. You guys know what to do. And again, she is the real deal. Stay tuned.